Ladies and gentlemen, it is officially Wrestlemania week. And if you're as hype as I am, you can't contain yourself. Tidey, how about you? Can you contain yourself right now? It's
Not
this
really.
week.
Well, okay. All right. So there's a thing called time. And I got to get through the rest of this work week to get my 5 days off in a row. And yeah, I'm through the roof right now. It's going to be and got birthdays coming along with it. This is going to be a damn good week, man.
It's a whole party weekend for you, man. It's a whole party.
Pretty much. Might as well.
I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is about this one because I see a lot of people complaining about the card. I don't know. I guess because I've been loving it so much recently that now that it's like here, I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. I feel like I'm going to my first WrestleMania all over again. That's how excited I am.
Because you're also going. So
yeah, I am going. I went to last year's and I went to the years before. You think it would kind of like simmer down a little bit. And it's like, nope, I'm more hyped this year than I have been the last few weeks. So it's like last few years. I was like, whew, I'm really, really, really excited for it. But before we get there, we're going to talk about a few other things. Just get them out the way. We won't make it all WrestleMania, but we are going to be going over our WrestleMania predictions tonight because, again, I'm way too excited for this show. It literally hit me today. Like, it's happening. It's happening. We're less than a week away. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be sweet. But let's get these comments out the way. My girl is, I'm so nervous. She is. I have to talk her down literally every single day. David, hello. What up, David? Thank you for joining me. Hello, cute babe and tidy. I appreciate it. What up, Courtney? Thank you for joining me. We got Cameron back in the chat. What up, Cameron? My birthday was phenomenal thanks to the wonderful Amanda Jones right here. She did an amazing job. And if you ever need someone to plan your birthday party, she's the girl to go to. She did a phenomenal job. Best day I've ever had. Honestly, swear to God, best day I've ever had. A huge week for us. Yeah, there is. I'm mad that I can't do more this week. It's just too much. It literally is too much. I'm gonna be playing catch up for so long after we get back from WrestleMania week. Yeah, I'm not even shortchanging you. Like, it really was the best day I ever had. It was so cool.
He was in a wrestling ring.
It was a box ring. It was a ring, though, regardless, and it was really cool. Funny story, though. Okay, here we go. We got WrestleMania, baby. That's Sai. Can't wait. I'll get to meet Sai this week. That's awesome, too. Awesome all around. This is going to be great. Thank you for joining, Sai. Appreciate it, bud. But funny story about that ring is they had padding on the ground, so I was like, hold on, let's get this shot, and I haven't posted the picture yet, but I went to the apron and I tried to do like the frog splash off the top. But since it's the world of photography, I can just land on my feet and it just looks like I did a frog splash. I landed and I'm wearing my Vans, which are flats. Anybody who doesn't know anything about Vans, they're the flattest shoes you could possibly have. And those pads that I thought I was landing on were not pads at all. So like it just shot up my legs. I was like, oh, that was a mistake. And I still had like half the day to go still. And then I had to go get a tattoo after that. Anybody hasn't seen Sami Zayn? Yes, I did it because he's the man. But I had to get the tattoo on the leg that I hurt my foot on. It was like, oh, man. But luckily, it didn't last, and I was good. And she said the kids and her planned like a scavenger hunt that went like all the way over to the next town for the greatest breakfast in the world. And then the cake was amazing. I haven't posted that on Twitter yet either. I'll have to share it with people. But oh my goodness, it was fantastic. It was so good. But back to the show. First up, before we get to the WrestleMania talk, man, I'm so giddy. We're gonna talk on the Kenny El Hilo del Vikingo match because Tidey was able to watch AEW this week. Hooray, hooray, hooray. He can talk on this a little bit, and I think the match was too fun and awesome to ignore, in my opinion. And as I said to people, if you didn't know who he was and you didn't see the video package, you're not on Twitter, you didn't see the video package that they played on Rampage at like midnight. I don't even remember when Rampage was last week, but it wasn't a good time. So a lot of people didn't get to see it on TV. And if they don't have Twitter, they didn't get to see it on Twitter. So if you tuned into that show, not knowing who Vikingo was, I think they did a phenomenal job of at least hyping him up so that you knew it was an important match. because I don't think I've ever watched a Dynamite episode where they spent that much time being like, this match is tonight. This match is tonight. Stay tuned. You do not want to miss this match. They played the video package too. Really cool. The match delivered. I think Vikingo, I haven't seen enough of them, but tell me if you agree with me on this. Based on what I saw, I feel like it was a spotlight for Vikingo. That wasn't how he normally does his matches, I would assume. I think it was more of, hey, this is your first time in front of a national audience on TV. Go out and show everybody all the awesome stuff you do. Kind of like a spot fest match, if you want to call it that.
It was a lot of spots, yeah.
It was a lot of spots, but I think that was by design to like let people see like, hey, this is what this guy can do. And it worked great because I was sucked in. I was in a bad mood before the match started. By the time the match was over with, I was like, that was amazing. How did you feel watching the match?
Oh, dude, I love the match. I mean, because it's pretty edgy, man. Because like some of the stuff they're doing, like even when he hit his head in the back, I didn't notice until I saw like replays of it on Twitter. Because as it went, like he hit his head because he does that crazy shit where he'll jump and catapult himself off the middle rope like Damian Priest does. But times
way better.
But Damian Priest's still good. You know,
Damian Priest's a lot bigger though, so I gotta give him.
Yeah, that dude's built with 2 stilts in his ankles, man. Yeah, you dude's too big. So I mean, that and then hitting. I mean, the Poison Rana stuff and the one I think he was going for a power bomb, and then Kenny went over. But I swear, like man,
he did a roll up Kenny, a roll over Kenny, and then a roll down Kenny, and hit him with like the code. It was crazy, like how fast it happened. And I went back and watched it yesterday with my son, and I showed him, and even he was like, when he was watching it, because I like showing him people like this because these are the ones he kind of gravitates toward. The thing he said it, and it didn't dawn on me until he said it, and I was like, man, that's a great point you just brought up there, bud. Normally, you see guys, they jump into these spots and they got to catch their balance. I would say about 80% of the time, Vikingo didn't have to do that. He literally would jump up, boom, bounce, and do the move, and that makes all the world all the difference in the world to me. Because too many times we see guys get in their spots and they gotta like catch themselves and hold themselves, and the person they're doing the move to is kind of left in la la land. They gotta kind of like, okay, I'm waiting for it, but and it sucks. And I only saw one of those moments, and I was completely okay with it because it was the apron spot where Vikingo could have broke his neck. So yeah. I didn't even care that we saw them looking at each other. Whatever.
I'll take those moments. It makes it real, and I love the realism behind it. I love it.
Omega Vikingo match made it to my number 3 match of the year. It's my number 2, and Kenny and Ospreay number 1. So Kenny's wrestler of the year for me right now. If he's not for you, anybody, please explain yourself. Fantastic match. Both of Kenny's singles matches this year have been top notch. He's having a year like 2022. He wants somebody to get mad at him tonight. That's what he's doing. Size an excellent troll. Stuff was great, and he's only 25. So wow. I like in this match, and I know it's going to sound absolutely crazy to anybody that they're just going to think it sounds crazy, and that's fine. I'm a crazy person, and I'm okay with it. I got the same feelings watching this match that I did when I watched TLC 2 for the first time, because I was literally watching it, and it was a spot fest. Literally every move was like, oh, damn, what? No way. And that's how I was watching TLC 2. Like, I was like, did they just do that? There's no way. That was amazing. It was a roller coaster ride, and it was nonstop, like 100 miles an hour right out the gate. Just, and it was like, this is the amazing time. And that's what I got with this match. I don't know if I'm the only one. I'm assuming I'm not, because a lot of people really enjoyed it. But that's the only way I guess I can explain why I enjoyed the match so much. I don't consider it a great wrestling match, like compared to things like what we saw. Austin Brett is like as far as like a wrestling match, the psychology story and all that, that's like the pinnacle for me. And I wouldn't compare it to that because it's not in the same ballpark. I will compare it to a TLC 2 though, which is just a fun, amazing time. And I hope that more people watched it that way as opposed to like, what's the story? Because when you're seeing the stuff that we were seeing, throw the story shit out the window, honestly. That's me. I know that's not going to be everybody. That's me. I don't think everybody goes back and watches TLC matches and be like, well, the story was really good. No. They're having a great time because the spots were just like, oh, wow, that was crazy. Did you get that feeling at all, or did you have a different experience, I guess?
Well, me, I don't pay too much attention to like the story in the ring and all that. I'm just more, am I entertained? Am I on the edge of my seat sometimes? Am I looking to what they're thinking or doing? And again, like you said, it's just spot. So I'm completely into it the whole damn time. I'm like, this is badass. Like, and then when the realism gets in, or I think Kenny broke his damn neck twice,
And yeah, that Hurricane Rana spot. No, the Poison Rana. Oh man, that was bad.
There was twice that it seemed like it. I'm like, how is he still going? Right? I'm like, or did he literally land just right somehow? And I got the best camera angle.
It was great selling by Kenny.
I mean, god dang, man. I mean, when you have things like that, it was kind of like I think there was a Sasha Banks like 3-way match or 2-way with Bailey that there were some spots that I'm like, dude, that looked like that freaking hurt, but it adds to the excitement for the fan. But I'm also like worried for them or whatever it is. But but you would think there would be a lull in that, but no, you're right. It's to another spot, to something else. They're not tying up in the ring and getting things. So yeah, I was over the moon for it, man. I really like this Vikingo kid, but I mostly appreciate that Kenny did all this for him.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't have to have this kind of a match, and he didn't have to make this kid look that damn good. I mean, almost broke his damn neck, man.
What I'll say is everyone always gives credit to people for putting people over, and I don't care that Kenny won. At the end of the day, we were still talking about Vikingo, and that's the way you put someone over, by still beating them. Right here, it's kind of what I'm trying to get at is Vikingo has Mike Bailey, then he has Commander, Black Taurus, who I definitely like. Black Taurus is awesome. I saw him at Ric Flair's last match. And he has them in a 3-way. Commander at the Ring of Honor pay-per-view. That showcase on Dynamite has a lot more eyes on him for those matches. And that's kind of what I was getting at. They said, hey, go out and get all your shit in, kids, so that the world knows why they should be watching you. And just to touch on the story real quick before we move on, I'll just say, anybody that doesn't know what the story was, if you need one, Kenny Omega thinks he's the best wrestler in the world. Vikingo thinks that he's the best wrestler in the world. And they look at it as a combat sport, and they wanted to prove themselves amongst each other to see who truly is the best amongst them. And Kenny is. And that's all that was. That's the story. That's all you need if you're not like appreciating it for the athleticism and the amazing just display of, I don't even know what to call it. It was just fantastic what we were seeing. If you still need something after that, well, there's your story, and it works perfectly. Hush your mouths now, kids.
Yeah.
And then Kenny has Jeff Cobb this week, which I think that'd be a good one. I've seen Jeff Cobb a few times. He's been on Dynamite. He's pretty good. And just so I got the Drip King in WWE 2K23. If you have 2K23 and you haven't downloaded me yet, go download me right now. #1 Drip King, #2 Jimmay Baby. That's JIMMAYBAYBAY. And then Superstar Seth Rollins. You will find me, the Drip King. You will find the Drip Money in the Bank briefcase. You will find the Drip belt. I'm trying to figure out how to get my arena on there. It's the Drip count. It's the Drip Palace or something like that. I don't remember what they called it, but that's what we got it. And I'm gonna have Tidey on there too, so where y'all can run the podcast tag team, in which we will be tag team champions of the world as soon as I make that happen, with none other than not Sam Roberts as our manager. But that's 2K23 for those who play. Make that happen. Go download me now. And then on the next show, I'll probably have all Tidey's information. You could download him, and we can run the whole universe. We'll even be in a faction with Sami Zayn. Anyway, I'm going to move on again, we're going to get to the WrestleMania stuff. I promise you. I wanted to talk about Vikingo in the Kenny match. I thought it was important. But now I'm going to talk about something else that was attached to that. And I'm going to do it real quick. So the big story going into it is like, who is Vikingo? Before anyone knew there was a video package, because again, it was on Rampage, and it was a horrible timing, honestly, that Rampage was on so late and the people couldn't normally watch it that they would. But for those who were like, there's no video package, how am I supposed to do it? And then there's the people who says not everything needs a video package. I will say to you this. I agree that not everything needs a video package. But with Vikingo, why it was so important, I'm going to ask you something, Tidey. I have a movie that's called Fly. I don't want you to watch a preview for it. I don't want you to know anything about it. I just want you to go watch it. If someone just tells you, go watch this movie, they don't tell you anything about it, they're like, it's good, but you don't know that person to trust their opinion. What makes you go to the movies? What makes you invest in going to the movie?
My ass would look up a damn preview. I would have to, a trailer. Because like if I don't know this person that well, now if it's my best friends telling me just go, I want you to be shocked with what you're about to watch, then maybe I would do it. And that's a damn maybe. You know,
very few people that you'd take that word on, though.
Very few.
Yeah, same. Okay, and then that's for the story element of wrestling. Like to me, again, with the Avengers, I don't need to see a preview for the next Avengers because I've seen enough of it and I know what I'm getting into. But for a movie I know nothing about, like this Winnie the Pooh movie that just came out. If someone just told me like there's a Winnie the Pooh horror movie, I'm like, I have to see what this is about before I make my. It sounds great. I need to see what this is before I make my call. And I see it and I'm like, I want to go watch that. Cocaine Bear. If you just heard the name Cocaine Bear, are you going to go watch that movie?
Hell
you're gonna
no.
be like, what the heck's that about? Then you see the preview, you're like, I got to go watch that movie. Because you went and watched a preview and the preview has helped you understand why you need to see that. Which is why I think it's very important to have video packages. This is not a WWE thing. This is a world thing. It is very important for us to know why we should care about this person that you are putting in this very prominent position. Now let's erase the story aspect of things. Let's go sports, because some people view it as a sport.
Yeah.
To this day, I still see whenever we get these marquee matchups, and forgive me for not knowing names of today, I stopped watching sports because they're complete dog shit to me now. But that's me. When Tom Brady and Peyton Manning ever faced off against each other, they would make a video package promoting this show and put it on the all week long, telling you why this match is more important than most of the other ones. To this day, it was like 95, I think. I don't know. It was Grant Hill's rookie season in the NBA. It's anybody who paid attention to the NBA. He plays for the Detroit Pistons. I didn't give a shit about the Detroit Pistons. And I had no idea who Grant Hill was. I was like a little kid. I was like 10 years old. I didn't care. I love Michael Jordan, though. All right. So I'm not going to watch that game. I have no interest in watching that game. Then I see a commercial, and they're playing, I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. And I'm like, what? And then they start hyping up Grant Hill. And I'm like, who? And then I kind of like start like looking through my magazines, and I'm reading up about Grant Hill is actually a baller. And they hyped this up. And then guess what I ended up doing? I ended up watching that basketball game that I had no interest in. So, in basically long story short, I don't think video packages are needed for everything. I don't, because they're not. WWE overkills it 100%. But if you are bringing in somebody who is in a prominent position immediately, and you're not educating your fans, the fans who don't know everything, they don't know everything. They just know what they see on the TV. If you're not educating them, you're risking pushing them away because you're not. Why? Why should I invest in it if you're not putting in the effort to make me want to invest? Video packages matter, man. That's all I'm going to say to that.
Or it makes them care more. Like, oh, man, I went from being okay with this, let's see what happens, to like, now I'm pretty freaking pumped. It can mean a world of difference.
Let's see. There have been more recaps, vignettes, etc. on Diamond. Yes, I hate to say this about AEW, but they are feeling more and more like a WWE show every single week to me. I think the storylines they're running, the segments they're doing are very WWE-esque. Now, they still stand out from WWE because the stuff inside the ring is vastly different. And they're not doing the same stories. So they're still doing stuff different. It just has they feel. I don't feel like there's much difference between watching WWE Dynamite or AEW Dynamite and WWE Raw. That's what's happening. They're that similar to me at this point. I think AEW needs to back off just a tad. But I do like that they did the video of Vikingo. I think that was important. Give the little and this is what I'm saying. Like, you have to do it sometimes. Don't do it all the times. You have to do it sometimes. I'm glad we're in agreement there. I'm 100% glad we're in agreement there.
Well, it's Kenny Omega and it's a main event, so that's warranting something at least.
Yeah. And just for the record, I don't know if it had anything to do with it, but they went up 100,000 in their ratings this week. That's kind of significant.
Good.
And they did a video package. Wow. Just that little last stab in there. Amanda says, this is more WWE 2K23. Come on, pull up. You should make David and fight. David, the special guest referee. He says, just as long as you make me a heel and take off the PH settings, count me in. The PG settings, I guess that's the PG settings. Oh, it's all blood in WWE on my game, buddy. Blood goes on immediately. And then you're going to she's so nervous about this weekend. It's a whole new. It's huge, but it's going to be fantastic. And this is WrestleMania. I'm assuming this is what you're talking about. It does have a different feel. Like, I'm so excited. This isn't even the best WrestleMania card I've seen like that, but I'm still excited. I'm very excited. And with that, that's what we call a segue, because now we will talk about WrestleMania. And no better place to start than the opening match of the entire damn show. I was very shocked to hear this was opening.
Yeah.
John Cena versus Austin Theory for that United States Championship. So first question. What do you think of the decision to have this match first?
When I first saw it yesterday, and then Theory said, like, yeah, I'm the best or whatever. I'm gonna have the best match. I'm gonna open up to my show. It's my WrestleMania, so I'm the one opening this up. And I see how he was trying to play to that. I didn't think anything negatively at all at first, and I don't think that's because how invested am I in all these matches. I didn't analyze it for some reason too much. And I don't honestly don't know why. Probably because I've been busy as hell. But I'm just thinking they better kill it. And the reason they're giving him the opening was the only thought I had is that he knows he's going to kill it, or it's going to be something really great with him and Cena.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you got to open up the show. It's also a big deal. So I think they have something cool planned for it. So it's got to be something awesome. So that means something good. So that's kind of what I thought altogether.
So I think I saw Dave say it. I thought it was it might have been Dave. He can tell me if it was. If it wasn't, then I don't know. And sorry, they don't get the credit they deserve. But they brought up, excuse me. This is a great match to open because people are going to be excited to see John Cena. He's going to get one of the biggest pops of it. So you bring him out first and just kind of set the mood right here. Opener sets the mood. You have John Cena come out first. He's like our big. He's Superman.
Yeah,
he's Superman to WWE, man. Like, he is the guy. Like, over the last 20 years, he's
good point.
He's our Hulk Hogan. There we go. That's what he is. He is that significant. And you're gonna start the show off with him taking on the guy who's supposed to be the next him. That's a very great way to do it. And again, it gets the crowd immediately invested. Like, okay, we're here to party. They're going to do that anyway. But with a John Cena pop to get it going off, I think that helps kind of maybe get people a little bit more rowdy throughout the rest of the night, which is what this show needs. I don't want to see a bunch of fans sitting on their hands like we've seen time and time again. The pay-per-views, or PLEs, whatever we're calling them, have been better with fan reaction, but I still think they can be better. I want to see it at WrestleMania. I'm going to do my part. I promise y'all. I will do my part. But I want to see more of it, especially in that front row and stuff. Theory should win here because he's the now future, but with this opening, I think they're going with Cena to get the big pop and pop on Raw. Theory should win. So the opener says tonight, yeah. Cena opened his first Mania and now maybe his last. Very poetic, very cool. And another thing about that match is when John Cena won the United States title. So that's a very interesting thing they got going here. So with that said, can't spend too much on this because we will spend a lot on it if we do. Who do you got winning and why?
I want Cena to win. Why? Because I want him, like you said, to do a U.S. Open challenge on Monday Night Raw, or it's a nice way to get someone else to blindside him. I don't know. Just the fact that he can come out in Raw instead of him just leaving immediately. Maybe because I want more Cena. I think though Theory should win. So I'm gonna go Theory because I think it's right that he should win, and Cena doesn't have to show up at Raw.
Yeah.
Because it'd be so interesting, like Cena said, what are you going to do if you win? You have to face the crowd on Raw. So he kind of makes me want to see that happen. I want to see what Theory says on Monday Night Raw after he wins.
So right here, Cameron, that's what we're talking about right now. We're picking Tidey. He's got Austin Theory winning. And a few weeks ago when we first started talking about this match, I brought up Miz and I brought up Bray Wyatt. Miz won, did not have the best next few years. It kind of set him back a little bit by beating John Cena. Bray lost to John Cena, and he lost a little bit of momentum. I know people kind of exaggerated a lot. He didn't lose that much momentum. He continued where he was at. He didn't plummet like the Miz did, and it wasn't an immediate plummet for Miz. He was still champ. But once that title was gone, it was like, Miz, what's happened? And he had to rebuild himself completely. So I don't think beating Cena is that important. I don't think it is. This is something we can look at in hindsight. Obviously, in the moment, we were always pissed at John Cena for beating people and burying him so much. But I think in hindsight, I don't think I'm wrong in thinking that like Wyatt was better off losing than Miz was winning. So I think Austin Theory that's the scenario he's in. I think he loses. I think John Cena wins the title. That way he can show up on Monday Night Raw. We know we're going to get a debut or a call-up. We know it. And it's a very easy and very effective way to bring someone in against John Cena on their debut when you call them up. Again, it has to be someone that I don't want to go into the realm of Vikingo. It can't just be just anybody that shows up. It has to be someone that the crowd, that at least some of the crowd is familiar with, which is why I think it's a call-up and not Jay White like other people think. I think he does the open challenge and he loses the title. Now, I saw Simon put this in the thing, and I'm like, man, I got to hold off on this because this is exactly where I was going. Because this is the man I would have beat John Cena on Monday Night Raw. He's officially done with, I would assume he's officially done with Ray after Mania.
Oh, yeah.
To keep that heat going, what do?
God damn it, that'd be brilliant.
We have him spoil John Cena's open challenge for the United States Championship. And you know what? You can even have Austin Theory come and cost John that match. Just to be like, what are you going to do? Just some wordplay. I don't know. I don't have it in my head. I'm not a writer. They are. They need to figure it out. But have John Cena, have Theory even help cost that title. And it fits into Judgment Day's kind of MO. Like, you're holding people back. We're here to make sure that don't happen, John. And then they do it, and Dom's your champ. If that's the way they go, awesome. They don't have to go that way, obviously. But I think John Cena wins Saturday so that he can lose Monday and put somebody over. So that's where I was going with that. Okay. What I think about it, I jumped off my couch pretty much. I loved it. I thought it was a fantastic moment.
Yeah, I loved it.
And then there you go. Maybe if John wins, Braun gets the call up. And if Braun loses at Stand and Deliver, I know for a fact that man is showing up on Raw or SmackDown. It's happening. So that's a way you do that too. But yeah. Test out a future main event program that you might have there. Do it. Like, that's a great thing to do. Yeah. I'm on the Dom fan club now, man. I should be co-president at this point. How much I push that man like you do, Cy. Nope. Because I want you to answer this honestly for me, Dave. I'm going to continue and then I'll come back to it when you answer it. But you have to strike when the iron is hot. No doubt about that. Do you think that Dom has ever been hotter than he is now or will ever be as hot as he is right now? Because if the answer to both of those questions is no, this is the hottest he has been and hottest he ever will be, you have to put the title on him now. If you're going to do it, you have to do it now because he's one of the biggest acts on the show. So
Yeah.
But we'll move on from that to the opener. We won't spend the next. We'll go through these other ones kind of quick. There's only a few we need to spend some time on. But right now, we have this women's showcase. I think this is what they're calling it. This women's tag team showcase. Obviously, the first question's first. Who do you think is the last tag team that will join them?
Oh my God.
I see
Chelsea Green, and Carmella, or it's going to be Chelsea Green and Piper.
Thank you.
I'd rather have Chelsea Green and Piper, because whatever's going on with the Carmella, I doubt. Whatever. Chelsea Green and Piper, please.
You'd rather have Chelsea Green and Piper than Chelsea Green and Carmella?
No, I want Carmella, but it seems like she's injured or something happened last Raw.
I think she was off doing Jeopardy.
Oh, then she's showing up. Okay.
Fine, I think Corey Graves, he said something about it on commentary. I think that's what I heard earlier. And I think that was just kind of for an explanation for story purposes. But I think she was on not Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune. She was on Wheel of Fortune last week.
For the better tag team, the chemistry with Carmella is just going to be better. It's going to be super Karen awesome. But if someone I want to see show out at WrestleMania is Piper Niven. I've always loved Piper Niven since UK. That's why I'd rather see her there.
It's the UK connection. I got you.
There's
nothing wrong with that. I like Piper. I just think the Carmella and Chelsea pairing is just brilliant.
It's brilliant.
The second I saw Chelsea's character kind of start working on Raw, I was like, her and Carmella would be fantastic together. And then it happened, and I was like, I'm glad this was like a universal thing we all saw. That's who I think as well. You think Chelsea and Piper? I think basically Chelsea's team, whoever Chelsea's teaming up with,
exactly
is going to be
Chelsea
in that spot.
This. Yes.
He thinks Liv and Raquel will look. That's his pick for them. Chelsea was better on Impact instead of right. I think her character work is what she's doing now, and it's great. She's not trying to win matches; she's trying to get over, and it's working. I've heard Chelsea and Sonya. I don't know if I'd like that one. I don't know if I would. And
Sonya gets thrown in a lot lately.
Yeah. Shane and Ronda will win. All the other teams disbanded except for Chelsea and Parks. They have to feed some. Okay, so who do you got winning this? That takes us to there. Who do you got winning?
Oh, I'm gonna go. I'm going Team Chelsea.
Thank you.
I'm going Team Chelsea because you know what? She hasn't. I mean, if she's truly with Carmella needs a big W. Everybody's like, Carmella's great, this and this and that. Yeah, you know what? But she still needs a big ass W, man. So if she's with Carmella for sure, I would say before I would want Shayna and Ronda to win because I want to see Shayna and Ronda fight each other eventually. But they don't need to win to do that. So screw them. They don't get to win. They don't get to win. They just need to kill each other later.
So I'm picking the Chelsea team to win too. I think Ronda and Shayna pretty much do all the work at the end of the match. I think at the end of the match, they brutalize everyone, and then Chelsea just steals it. I think that's how this match goes.
That'd be a great story with her and
Carmella,
the GM, or just the GM.
Oh yeah, with her and Adam Pearce has been great.
Yeah.
Would choose Deanna. Oh, Deanna's an Impact. I think she just re-signed too. I'm not 100% sure. So that's not going to happen. And we talked about the Bobby stuff last week because I don't think he's not on the show as of now. That could change this week, and then I missed it. But I know there's talk about Bray coming back this week. I've seen a few things about it. I'll believe it when I see it at this point. Unfortunately, Bobby should win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal though.
Yeah, he should.
Yeah.
It's Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna piss me off if he doesn't, man. I just thought about that. That's good. Something to watch SmackDown for.
So we're in agreement there. Boom, right there.
Chelsea.
Boom and boom. Let's see. Sorry, I got distracted for a second. Seth Rollins and Logan Paul. Yeah. Have you been okay with how they've kind of built Logan Paul for this match?
I'm okay with it because I actually liked his promo from last week.
He's much better at doing it as a heel.
He said what he needed to say. Y'all never love me. I liked it because that's what anyone should say if they're in his position.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, we're gonna say, well, he's a douchebag in real life, or he's a douchebag somewhat, or whatever. But because I can respect what he does in the ring, I need to respect what he does on the mic to make me care more. He's like, y'all never gonna respect me, but if he starts nailing on the mic, we'll start respecting him more as an overall wrestler, not just an athlete. So that's why I like it right now. I am a little upset that he's knocking Seth out like 2 weeks in a row, whooping his ass. But I'm actually happy about the match altogether, man.
I don't know if I like seeing Seth get knocked out 2 weeks in a row.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't like that part though. No.
Yeah. I would have. I didn't mind it the first time because he's known from his boxing. That's how he kind of got into the combat sports world, is through his boxing stuff, and it plays into that. So I was completely okay. I thought that made sense. Seeing it 2 weeks in a row was like, no, what? Why? What's the point of that? Because now it's like it's leaning so heavily, into the direction that Logan Paul is just not winning this match. This is one of the matches I didn't know who was going to win, because Seth takes a lot of losses, and Logan doesn't need to win because he's just there to bring some eyes, to bring some media attention, and put on a good match. That's what he's there for. He doesn't need to win. He can lose and still do all of that. So, yeah, seeing him get Seth's clearly going to win this to me now. That's what I take from it, is just because you're building Logan up to be kind of this, I hate to even use this word, but beast that Seth Rollins has to slay. Like, you can't get knocked out, Seth. You gotta. It's like, come on, man. I don't like that. Yeah.
So that makes it predictable to you.
Yeah. Hey, just to say, yo, she's very. No, that's not the one. Yo, Courtney's not a bot. She's here every week. She's good. She's good, fam.
Courtney's cool.
just so we can put that to an end. So you said you got Seth winning?
Me? Yeah, I want Seth. I want Seth to win. I can see him winning. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, we both got Seth because, again, they're just building Logan up too much, and it's like they're only doing that so that it's somewhat shocking, I guess, when Seth wins, when it shouldn't be that shocking at all. Seth shouldn't win. And on to the biggest match of the whole damn show. We got Omos and Brock Lesnar. Question number 1. Does Omos get F5'd?
Yeah, Brock can do it. He's that damn strong, dude. It's ridiculous. He can F5 a 500-pound anything, and that dude's like 460 or 480. So I think he can do it.
Hey, he's gone. Sorry, dude was acting wild in the fucking chat.
Okay, he's gone.
Damn, bro. But yeah, so I totally missed what you were saying. That just blew my mind what he was just doing. Jeez,
yeah. He's 400-something pounds. I can see Brock throwing an F5 in anything that's even 500 pounds. So, yeah, he's definitely getting F5. If Brock has got the strength to do it, I think everybody's to say, green light that shit.
Yeah.
The thing is, Omos is the big dude. I hope he can land well.
I don't think it's the weight that's so much making me not think he could do it. It's just the fact that he's so tall, man.
The girth and size is going to be a little hard to maneuver.
Just because that's a lot of weight that Brock's going to. I mean, and usually when they're short, it's not so hard, but when they're longer, I feel like there's just so much more you have to do. And it's 400-some pounds, so it's like, man, that's impressive if he can do it.
Question though, didn't he do that to Big Show
when he was younger? Yes.
I'm pretty sure they had that Japan match like 6 years ago, and he was like a one thing on WWE Network, and he F5'd his ass. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no, he F5 Big Show. He was younger. He was really, I guess more.
Oh, Brock being younger. Okay.
Yeah, Brock being younger. Brock was a lot younger. So,
you don't think he's gonna
ditto to this? I'm sorry, guys. He's commented a few times on other things, and I thought he was cool, but whatever just got up his ass. I don't know. So I apologize to y'all. I wish I would have caught it sooner. I was just caught up talking. She's worried about her tractor man. Yeah, I don't think Brock F5s them.
Oh,
I think they allow Omos to just look that much more of a beast. Because I think he squashes Brock. I'm the firm belief he's gonna squash Brock. I think that's what we're gonna get here. Why else? I keep asking myself, why else would you have this match? Because Omos isn't anywhere near ready. He has not got to where he needs to be. There's the potential with his size, if he can learn to utilize his size, and incorporate ring psychology instead of just going, I'm big, bam, 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 just going through the motions. He's got to stop that. He's got to start slow pacing and making it make more sense. That he's just there to destroy you. But if you think he's ready to take the next step, you have him go in there. Brock's the biggest monster in WWE today. You could argue him and Bobby Lashley, but we've seen Bobby Lashley and Omos. Done. Brock is the next one for him. If he destroys him, we're like, okay, time to pay attention to this big guy. Let's see if he's ready. It's sink or swim. There you go.
Got it. Damn.
That's the only reason I can think to do this. Because if it's just so, Brock can F5 him and beat him, it's like, why? I don't know if I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, you're making good sense. You're just swaying my opinion now, damn it.
So I think Omos squashes him. That's my pick in it. If Omos doesn't go over, then there was 0 point in having him on the Mania card. Omos wins. Like, yeah, and I think he'll have help from Bobby Lashley too. I think Brock just gets absolutely just destroyed at WrestleMania. Whether it's just Omos or it's Omos and the rest of the Hurt Business. Yeah. I'm glad I'm starting to see this more people sway this way. Because everyone's like, Brock's going to win. Now I'm seeing more people sway Omos, and I like that.
Because Brock's got to eventually fight Bobby, probably at the Saudi show or something.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a Saudi show match. Yeah.
You can set it up with MVP cheating and all kinds of stuff.
She's the only one going to take Brock. She's going to be so mad when he gets destroyed so badly he can't even climb onto his tractor to farm his land. That's how bad Omos is going to destroy Brock Lesnar. I can see that, man. How do you keep Cody as the underdog? You have Omos completely destroy Brock Lesnar and then come in and destroy Cody Rhodes the next night. We clearly know Omos isn't going to win, but there's a cool story that could be told there, and it's a great threat. So did I sway you? Are you picking Omos now?
Yeah, I'm picking Omos, man. You ruined it because, like, I
didn't mean to ruin it for you.
I've always loved Brock. Like, he's a spectacle. He's like those kids that love fireworks and shit, and then the dad goes and buys $8,000 of fireworks.
He is a reason to tune in.
Pops it outside my damn window for the next 3 months after 4th of July. That's what Brock Lesnar is. He's that crazy parent that's gonna blow the shit out of. And I love that when I watch Brock. So I want to see Brock do some shit. I just didn't really think that why he can lose. Now that I know there's a reason why he can lose, I can't mentally go against that.
Yeah, I absolutely love Brock. And I think what you're trying to say is basically he's a reason to tune into the show. Brock Lesnar's going to be on. I got to watch the show. That's how I feel because I know something is going to happen. It might not be that big, but it's going to. The idea is that it is supposed to be big. So I'm like, okay, let's see what you got. So I think that would be huge for Omos. I think he'd get a lot of outside of attention there for a little bit. Former UFC champion gets completely destroyed at WrestleMania. So what up, noob? Thank you for joining, bud. I switched his mind too. Woo-hoo. She gonna cry if he loses. Gets ready to cry because Brock is going to lose. A guy that couldn't beat Roman, even though he brought a tractor, is going to lose because the other guy had like 4 people helping him. And then he had Austin Theory getting in his business. There was a lot going on in that match. So
that's true.
Next one up. We'll do this one real quick. Quick, because I don't think either one of us. No, you probably have been. What have you thought about this build?
That
tells me everything. I didn't like it either.
Man, it was bad, man. It was not
All
a
right.
good build at all.
Then we won't spend that much time on it. Who do you got winning?
I'm out of bitterness. I'm just gonna say Damage Control. Period. I'm going Damage Control, even though I don't think they'll win. I'm just gonna be bitter and say I'm going Damage Control.
Yeah.
Let the bad guy ruin everything for a ruined build.
I got Damage Control winning too because there's no way. I think it's horrible that this is Bayley's first WrestleMania back after she did what she did in the Thunderdome. I think that's horrible for her. But she gets to work with two like people that she grew up idolizing. So that is a cool moment for her. She better win though. She better win. And I don't think
about that.
I feel like Becky's gonna like if there's any chance that Damage Control wasn't winning, Becky would pull politics like, no, Bayley's going to win. She'll pin me if I have to do it. So I definitely see Damage Control winning. If not, then you better just kill that faction the next night. Yeah. If he keeps the title, for sure, Cameron. For sure. Becky's team wins because she has 2 Hall of Famers on her team. Yeah, that it'll make for a good moment. But also, if one of them turns heel, then which Trish, she did her Mount Rushmore of women today or yesterday, and she had Bayley on that list, not Becky. So I think that the timing of that is kind of interesting.
Yeah, there's a thing going on there.
Yeah. But yeah, so we both got Damage Control for sure. The invisible build. There's no build. It was just, hey, Lita's here. Hey, Trish Stratus is here. Hey, let's fight. But come on. Oh my goodness, I'm losing it now. Where is this stuff at? Sorry. Technical difficulties, everybody. Next up, IC title. Real quick, how do you like the way they built to this match?
I think the last 2 weeks it was good. I mean, of course, everybody kept saying it's going to be a double pin, so that whatever it's a tie, so that it has to go to this. I thought it was good for the anticipation. I was like, but what if they don't? I was like,
they kept you guessing.
It kept me guessing, even though it was kind of obvious that it would happen, because I think most people agreed that it needed to happen and needed to be a 3-way.
Yeah.
And then I like that Drew said what he said, on SmackDown. It's like, you lost twice, I beat you, and I'm pretty sure I could beat this big dude. And I was like, God damn it, Drew, you just made sense of why you should be here. And I'm like, you know what, screw it. And they're all friends. So if it wasn't for last week, that kind of pushed me over. I'm like, now I want to see this shit.
Yeah.
So I'm good.
Okay. So with that, who do you got winning?
Sheamus.
Is that hold on. Is that your heart or is that your head talking right now? You can give me both answers.
I'm sorry, I wasn't. I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking. It was all heart.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking right now. The heart's gonna win, Sheamus.
But your head's saying what?
Gunther?
Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna ease your mind a little bit here. We'll get everybody's in here real quick. Gunther, maybe McIntyre, but Gunther.
Yeah, I know.
My girl says she's rooting for Sheamus. Drew Sheamus Gunther should be a match of the year contender for sure. Or WWE match of the year contender. I'm going to go with Drew heel turn and win by pinning Sheamus. Gunther begins working on him. Okay, so my heart says Sheamus because there's a connection here that's too good to just not do. Like, again, when there's a moment right in front of your face, you have to do it. In my opinion, you have to. It's awesome. It's why we watch.
Do it.
So what makes me feel real good about it, though, is my head is also saying Sheamus. Because the way Drew has built it up is like, you can't beat him, and you can't even beat me. And I brought this up last week, or after, I guess when the match happened, is like, it's a very special moment for Sheamus to not only win the IC title for the first time at WrestleMania, but by pinning Drew McIntyre, his basically the Kevin Owens to his Sami Zayn. That's how big of a deal that would be. And I think that's a fantastic thing to do at WrestleMania. These are the moments we want to see at WrestleMania. And if you're going to take the title off of Gunther while continuing to make him look like a beast, this is how you do it. You have Sheamus pin Drew, and then Gunther never lost. So Sheamus, baby, that's what I'm taking.
Yes. God damn it, it's gonna happen. I knew it. Oh
Simon
God,
says Gunther. He says Gunther.
Of course, Gunther. I know. I get it.
But I would not be surprised to see Gunther retain. I would hate it for Sheamus so bad. But
no, I would be a bit upset if Sheamus doesn't win, man.
Okay, so real quick on this next one, because again, the build just is. Unless you have a different opinion of it, then you can change my mind. But Asuka Bianca, I feel like the build has been nothing. I feel like they try the same build every 3 or 4 years, and it just never works. I don't know why they think it's going to the next time, but it's weird. I don't like it.
It hasn't worked. No, I'm just gonna say Bianca's winning.
You got Bianca winning. I have Bianca winning as well. And my point, basically, because the new Asuka has not clicked. It's not working, in my opinion. So if you're going to take the title off Bianca, it better be for something that makes more sense than just doing it to do it.
I like Asuka. It clicks enough with me because I know who Asuka is, and that's okay. But it feels like she's almost even still evolving. If you even watch her Twitter stuff, like, yeah, something needs to land. It's there. It just needs to land. But I like it. I just don't think it's good enough to beat super Bianca Cena.
If something happens at the show that like puts this whole new character completely over into, I guess, a more different version than what we're used to, because I feel like it's not that different than regular Asuka, like what we've known with Asuka. So unless they get something that really tips her over that edge to get the character somewhere else, and she wins, awesome.
We got a week for that, and people talk about spoilers. I mean, not spoilers. People showing up. I mean, there is supposedly Kyrie, and there's, my opinion, Mako, but they can show up on Monday Night Raw. They don't have to show up at WrestleMania, but you want a big moment at WrestleMania. So I think Mako can challenge Asuka if Asuka wins. But again, I'd rather have Mako fight the EST, in my opinion. Whatever. Yeah, whatever everybody got happy about it.
My opinion is, again, I'm tired of Bianca's reign. I think it's very bland, but I don't think you can fix it by putting on something else that is bland. It has to be something that works and makes sense. I don't think putting the title on Asuka would help her. It would just be to do it just to take it off Bianca, and now she's looked at as a champion again. But I don't think Asuka needs a title at this point. I think she's past that. So
unless they make Bianca a heel, you know what I mean? I don't.
That could very well happen. Because she was a heel in NXT under Triple H, and that's what I remember. She was a good heel. That EST stuff works because she's.
It's attitude.
Yeah.
I love it.
So the build is terrible because of Carmella and Karen Green. Chelsea Green, damn it, Chelsea Green. Bianca Belair, he's taking Bianca. Should have been Bianca and Rhea. Agreed, 100% side. We was on that months ago. Yes, the Invisible build, the sequel. Agreed. That new Asuka is basically old Asuka. That's literally it. But I mean, Jimmy did not. Yeah, so you can use Bianca's whip in the game too now. That was pretty funny. I did that shit multiple times to my son.
It's messed up, man.
If Asuka's losing, then a lot of Asuka fans will riot. Asuka losing might actually be the thing that tips her character over completely, though. So, highly unlikely. I wouldn't say that. She didn't mind working for Hunter. So, she thinks Kyrie will come back and should have been Asuka. And again, I agreed. Bianca, Rhea, Asuka, Charlotte. That's the ones I would have went with. But next match, we have Finn Balor versus Edge in Hell in a Cell. Now, I want to point out, when I was downloading all these pictures, I see Judgment Day, and I immediately I was doing the names like Rhea, Charlotte, and I got to this one. I put Edge, Dom, because when I see Judgment Day, I think of Dom now. That's how over this kid is. I had to stick that one in there.
That's good. That's good.
But yes, Edge versus Finn. It will finally come to a close at WrestleMania. Are you excited that it's happening in a Hell in a Cell? And who do you got winning? Yeah, Dom is the real.
I got Finn because I've always been a Finn guy. Even when I thought he was just being a good guy, and it was kind of bland in my opinion. But I just like the dude. I've always wanted to see him start to do great. And ever since he did that promo versus AJ back then with Judgment Day, I'm like, ooh, I see Finn. I see something. I always rooted for him. So Edge, what's the reason for him to win so he can stick around until he has his last match in Montreal or whatever? I just don't want that to happen. I wasn't as excited about it all. I just know it's a story that I created it. And then like Dave will say, he's a floating head. You know, it made me care more because it's a Hell in a Cell match. You know, I wasn't like buzzing like this was the story.
Yeah.
I didn't care about the story anymore. He's been gone. Rhea's grown up. Dom's grown up. Judgment Day looked like beasts. So Finn better win, damn it. And I need whatever.
So I think Edge has to win. Hey,
come on.
All the things you said are reasons I want Finn to win. I want Finn to win. I do. But I just kind of look at Edge like he's officially supposedly retiring in August when his contract's up, or that's when the next show is.
Okay.
In his hometown, and that's the one he said he wants to have his final match in. So if that day is coming, WrestleMania, the first WrestleMania he came back in, I think was in front of no fans. The second WrestleMania he came back in, he lost in the main event. He was in the main event, which was a very cool deal, but he lost. Yeah. So if this is his last WrestleMania, I think you have to let him go out with a win. And I don't think losing to Edge kind of stunts Finn from where he's at right now.
No, it doesn't. Finn can take a loss.
Finn is going to be okay. Especially it's Edge in a Hell in a Cell match, which I'm over the moon about seeing. This is not something I was expecting to see. Very, very cool. I can't wait to watch that in person. I think it's going to be amazing. But if Finn wins, I'm ecstatic, and I get it. Sorry, buddy. I'm okay with it, and I understand why they did it. It would make sense because it puts Finn over. But he has lost. I think it was the Samoa Joe. I just think it's a bigger deal for Edge at this moment. So
no, see now that you're giving me all this backstory, I didn't know August, and I wasn't thinking that he should probably win his last WrestleMania.
Yeah,
I didn't know he was. So that makes this is making this more exciting for me now.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I think it was the last time they were in his hometown. He said, "Hey, we got a show coming up next year in August or something like that." And I think that's where I'm gonna end my career. He said something like that on a Raw promo.
Yeah, he did.
Maybe 5-6 months ago. So, yeah, that stuff just makes it. I think he has. I don't think he has to win. I think it would be cool if he did. But he does like putting people over as well, so I could see Finn winning. This is a good one because I really don't know who's gonna win. He has to go over here as Edge does the job on his final go round. Gangrel is reported to be there, and he has to bring back Edge's body. No, just leave his head in there. You can't hit a coup de grace on somebody with just a head. Next up, we will go to this match. We'll just pick a winner because it's just a thrown together nonsensical match. Braun Strowman and Ricochet, Street Profits, Alpha Academy, and the Viking Raiders. Who do you have and why?
Otis, because Otis and Gable. That's all I need to say.
Otis.
Gable's been producing some great shit, man. You know, I don't care for the Viking Raiders. They're trying to make it something. I just don't care. I like them in the ring. Street Profits. It's not that I don't care. I think they're good, man. I like them. Altogether, I like them.
Yeah.
But if this is the thrown together match, why should they win? Everybody already likes them. Everybody knows that. I just want to reward Chad and Otis, period. I mean, you know, whatever, man. I don't know. The Maximum Male Models can show up. I don't know. Maybe they help. Maybe Chad joins the Maximum. No, they won't. They said
they don't want him. He's too ugly. They don't like him. Said. They're rude,
right. He's not round.
Man.
He's not round enough.
They're terrible people. Terrible people. Otis, Team Braun. The Raiders should win this. They're the heel team, and the new tag champs will be faces. Kind of.
I love the Alpha Academy. I don't care. I love
That
them.
does make too much sense. I would love to see Chad Gable though do this match by himself. I would love to
He
see him
could.
almost win it too. That way he like it puts him in a huge spotlight moment for people to really just allows him to showcase what he could really do if they took the chains off of him. And then they want to push him after WrestleMania. I let the people see what they're missing out on, and then just let him do that
I
because
would
he's
love Chad.
phenomenal in the ring. He's
I would
phenomenal in
love
the ring.
him. I would love him as a U.S. champ, man. I
And then
really would.
for him to finally lose because the Viking Raiders are just monsters of men and they just overpowered him and they beat him, puts them over his heels much more because they just destroyed the little guy that we were all rooting for to overcome these odds because Otis is in the back modeling with Maxine. It would be a cool thing. And they've already kind of teased that Otis is leaving him, so it's not out of the realm of possibilities.
Okay.
I'm agreeing with the Raiders. I think they should win. But hey, put Dom and Damian in there. They should win, buddy. I'm with you 100%. They were robbed against the Usos. Next up, you can persuade me on this one too, but I think the build has been just that. It's Charlotte and Rhea.
All
Can
right,
you
man.
change my mind?
Here's the quarter Charlotte and Rhea. I liked what Rhea said last Monday Night Raw, but I didn't like half of what she said. It's like she was going somewhere with it, and then it was kind of flat, and then she's going somewhere, and then it's kind of flat. I like better.
She's learning.
Yeah, she's getting better. And I can't even put a finger on it, like, well, it's her facials or it's this, or maybe she doesn't really mean it. I seen she was mustering up as much sincerity as she could. She was doing the best she could in there. Maybe the heckling with the whats threw her off. She's like, oh, shut up. And then Charlotte got whatted. But I like what Charlotte said about fear, insecurity, nepotism. I like how she said it. And God, man, I love me some Charlotte Flair. You already know that. But I'm torn on this. Why? Because I want to see Rhea take off. I just want to see it. And Charlotte, if you're 14 times, what better than to let a newcomer take a win on you at WrestleMania? And that now this is going to be a big sink or swim moment for Rhea, because if she can beat Charlotte, now I expect top of the line promos. I expect her to have a bunch of rivalries with people, which she can.
Yeah, show us why we gave you the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I want Charlotte to win because I'm a Charlotte fan. But then again, after Charlotte said at the end of something, I'm trying to remember what she said in her promo, but it seemed like that's a little bit of heelish shit to say. She paid respect to everybody, but she said something that came off a little heelish. And I'm like, because they know that people are going to root for Rhea, just like even me, the Charlotte fans, feeling like, man, just let Rhea go, let's see it. So I can't believe I'm going to pick Rhea. Oh, I want Rhea. But no, I can't tell you the build was great. No, it wasn't. But the last week, they pulled it together just enough to make a Charlotte fan be happy. I'm happy, man. I'm happy enough.
Okay, so just to go backwards just a little bit, because War Machine versus Kevin Steele and El Generico, 4 Ring of Honor guys going to battle. Let me tell you something. When you put it that way, please do that. I want that so bad. I think that would be it. It would be the Raiders' best match in WWE to date. That's how highly I would think of that. But let's go. It stems from there, and here's my reasoning for Rhea. If Rhea wins, she's in trouble to me, because I was told the reason they made this match is to go off of the match they had at 30.
Yeah, the last one,
36. So if we're going back for Rhea to get her revenge on that, and she doesn't get it, why did we do this? So Rhea has to win, or she's just in trouble. Like,
yeah.
She's sinking at that point, because it's like, what the heck was the point of that? I'm interested to see what happens afterwards, though, because if she wins, she's on SmackDown. Dom's on Raw. He's kind of on both anyway right now, but
I don't feel like like you said before, I don't think there's anything sacred about where you belong, because there's enough people bouncing from time to time, but it makes sense when they bounce.
I wish they'd stop that shit.
I know.
Backwards booking at its finest. Thank you, Dom. There's build to this, and it's really bad. Yes. And again, I'll just say this. I think Rhea should squash her. I'm only saying this. I know I said 2 squashes. I don't think both of them happen, but I do think it's possible for both of these. So I want to get one right. So I'm gonna say Rhea squashes Charlotte here, and just it really sets the tone that this is Rhea's world now. We're all just living in it.
I don't think it'll be a squash. I think Rhea's gonna.
I would have so much respect for Charlotte if she let Rhea squash her. The thought
Thank
of
you. That's a good point. Yeah. I like that.
The thought of face Rhea as champ and a heel Dom as US champ, shades of Eddie in China. Thank you. That'd be so good. God, this shit's so good. Okay, next up, we saw a very amazing moment from this match, and you know what? After seeing it make this the main event of night one, that's how I feel about it. Rey versus Dominic Mysterio. How did you feel when you saw Rey deck that boy?
Felt great. I mean, the fact what got me like the aftershocks of it was, don't yell at your mother like that. That's your mother. Yeah. But it's what he said after, and like even my roommate saw that. I was like, oh wow, that makes way more sense now. I was like, and that's my wife. You know, you don't get to do that. But he said, but that's my wife. He said that after the mother thing.
Oh, okay.
And that's what made me think, oh yeah, I can see that. If someone was like, you know, talking to someone like that and I had a wife, then yeah, I'd probably deck the shit out of him too. Wouldn't even matter anymore.
Yeah, he's a man at this point. You got to check him.
That was a good contrast, man. I'm glad he said that. That meant so much more to me. So I was happy as shit when he hit him, because it means like finally they both get what they want. And then deep down, you know, you want to hit him, Rey.
Yeah. It says he got Rey. I don't want to see this. Man, size bring. Man, I'll tell you what. I've listened to your argument. I think it's crazy as there's no way it's better than the tag team championship build. But I would listen and agree that it's the second for sure. It's been great. And that moment that happened just made it all that sweeter. Like, we all know how much I fucking love Dom on this show. The kid's amazing. He's awesome. And when Rey hit him, I was like, yeah, that's what's up, Rey. Finally. Got me so excited for this match now. I knew it was going to happen. I was like, oh, it's going to be cool. I'm so much more excited for this match now that Rey has decked him. Just waiting for it.
Yeah. It did take a while to get to it, though, just to get to that punch. That's what he's been saying the whole time. Punch me, hit me, hit me. He's been begging him just hit me once, you know. And then the fact that he hit him, and then Dom's like scared on the floor like this, like, you know, I thought that was really cool. But it just took a while to get to it, so I can see some people being upset that it took so long. But to say that it didn't throw me for a juke, yeah, dude, I didn't know that they were going to show up on SmackDown, and like the mother being there. We were all talking about maybe Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how he would push his button. But the fact that Rey said what he said, that's my wife. That sold it for me. It tied it all together. So it's a damn good build. I can't think of another build that's like so damn great, you know. So yeah, definitely Usos and Sammy and Cody and Roman. Those are builds, you know.
I think the best thing that ever happened to this was when they separated them from the shows. Because if they would have stayed on the same show week after week after week, going at it, this shit would have been dead months ago. So, brilliant move to separate them. And they did for the most part for like 2 months, other than those hilarious little videos they were doing, crashed in the like that was great stuff. This is a great. People say that there's not anything outside the bloodline. There's nothing built on this show. Yes, there is, because this is great stuff. They put a lot of time into this one, and they put in the effort. Again, those videos that they're putting on Twitter, phenomenal. That's great television.
I love the videos.
Yeah. Jimmy, don't ask. I'm not asking you not to pick a fight you can't handle. Is that what I'm doing? I don't know. I'm lost. I think I missed something. Sub Mysterio. That's Dom Mysterio. He's not the sub. He's the Dom. He goes over Rey. I don't think Rey goes on a world tour. I think he retires. I think he'll pop up a few more times in WWE, like for the big shows, maybe WrestleMania or SummerSlam or something like that. But I think he's done. And then when he retires, I think he'll show up other places. But I don't think it's going to be anything crazy. I think he's done. He's old. I've been watching that dude for like ever, and he hasn't missed a beat. He needs to take a break.
Yeah.
But who you got?
Oh, Dom all day.
Okay. I thought I heard that, but yeah, Dom.
Of course, yeah, Dom.
Dom squashes right now. So then now we can go over to the match that should main event night number 2, because Ray and Dom main evented night number 1. The Usos challenging for Kevin Owens, or taking on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I don't think I need to ask you how excited you are. No, I guess I do, because you were excited for something completely different.
Yeah.
So now I need to know. It's upon us. It's happening. We saw the moments to get here. Are you excited to see this now?
Oh, I'm like a 9.9 out of 10.
Oh,
why?
I'm glad we got you there.
Yeah, it's there. It's because you still got Jay, you still got Jimmy. That's a part of an integral bloodline story. You still got Sammy and you got KO, and seeing just how they work together, seeing them get their big moment, seeing them put a fucking nail, at least one or two, into the Uso coffin, and then what can happen? The anticipation of does Jay? You see Jay falter a little bit. I don't know what's going to go on with Roman and Cody. I mean, all together, if you give me Jay and Jimmy and you put Sammy in there, I'm going to be happy as shit right now lately. And you give me KO, that's it. I'm through the roof.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to rewind again just one quick second, because this is disrespect I will not have. Dom does not have to respect his mom, because his mom was an enabler.
Deadbeat.
His dad is a deadbeat, and she enabled that shit. So he does not need to respect her, just like he doesn't need to respect his daddy. No way. And Ray is not going to need a break after carrying that match. He's going to need a break because he's old. There's not going to be that much heavy lifting here. Dom has been getting better, and this match, there's nobody he's going to have more chemistry with than Ray. This match is going to be a lot better than I think people are expecting.
And that's another point. It's going to be exciting to watch, because I know Dom's going to have to step it up, and I don't know how it's going to go. It's going to be thrilling for me to see it, because people that even don't like Dom or do like Dom, they're going to want to see him probably fail a bit. The rest of us that really like Dom, we're going to want to see some pretty cool shit in that ring. You know, Ray's going to want to put his son over, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be something.
You know, they've been
awesome.
working on this. They've been working on it. There's no way they haven't been.
So that's exciting.
But now back to the Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Uso show. Camera here got Team Kevin. I think every single person on the planet has Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn winning this.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin takes titles in what should be the main event of night 1. No guarantee it will, though. I think it will. Unfortunately, I think it should. I'm not even joking when I say this, and people can call me a fanboy all they want. I think it should main event night 2. I think it's a bigger story. Call me crazy.
So let's say night 1 ends and Roman retains.
Yeah. I'm more convinced Roman's going to retain now than ever.
Didn't Cody say tune in Sunday? Did he say on Sunday? He didn't say Saturday. I could have swore Cody said a day.
No, it's Sunday. It is the night. It is the night 2 main event, 100%. My thing is the WrestleMania main events should be the best built program and the one that is most over with the fans, because that's the one they're going to be waiting the longest to watch. I understand Roman's an attraction and he's there too, and I get it. But man, the Usos and stuff is better. It's better.
Logically, yes, you're right. Yeah.
And I don't think I need to even explain why I'm so excited about this. I think me trying to convince people that it should main event over Roman and Cody tells you everything you need to know. I'm so happy. This is going to be an amazing moment. We all know how much I love Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. The first WrestleMania I ever went to, I saw Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. And I was like, it can't get better than that. Then the second one I go to, I see Sami Zayn have what he considers to be the greatest thing he's ever done. And then I see Stone Cold Steve Austin main event with Kevin Owens. I'm like, okay, it doesn't get better than this. And now I'm going this year, and I'm going to see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn win the tag titles for the first time in WWE together, and make Kevin Owens a Grand Slam champion. And it's like, Okay, it literally cannot get better than this. I'm going to say that now in hopes that next year it's Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens in the main event for a world title. That's what I'm going to go with there. That's my hope. That's why I'm putting that in the universe now. But this is the match of the show for me. Like, this is the reason I like want to be there. The job they've done telling this story is just phenomenal. And to see the payoff, how could anyone not be excited to see the payoff? Even though we know what it is, it's still going to be a extremely special moment. I don't even need to ask. We're all team Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn here.
Yeah, because I can see people rioting if they don't win.
Yeah. Yep.
It will be that shit.
All right, Cam. I appreciate it, bud. Roman is the most protected guy since David Hogan. Sami. I know they're not. I'm just saying by what in my head, how I think things, they should, because it's the best built story. It is. It's 100%. I don't care what anyone says. It is the best built story, and they put the most time and effort into it. So it should be the one. But I totally get. Roman is the attraction. He should be going last, which is where we are at now. Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. Excitement level. Where are we at now? Because I know for a minute there it was kind of like, after this past week, where are we at?
I thought I'd be higher. I'm about I would say at 8.8 out of 10. I thought I'd be a lot higher, but there's more to go. I mean, honestly, they got a face-to-face. There's still a Raw and a SmackDown.
The face-to-face, is it on SmackDown?
SmackDown, that's what it said, yeah.
Okay.
Right the night before, well, 2 nights before, technically. But so, yeah, I thought I'd be a lot more excited, probably because I wanted Sami, whatever. That could be a little bit of a damper to it. I'm over the whole Sami thing, and I'm embracing the Cody vision, and I'm trying to see it for what it is. And I think the part of the excitement that I wanted to be, I don't know who's going to win. But the more I've thought about it too much, because I'm sorry, Cody, you're involved in the bloodline. So now it's going to make this fan think a lot. And I don't see Cody winning, unfortunately. I think I'm so convinced that the babyface needs to struggle. He hasn't struggled. He hasn't struggled. He hasn't struggled. He hasn't struggled.
He needs
to
struggle.
I think his storyline is the struggle that he gets to win. That should be the story. And I can't get that out of my thought process. So unfortunately, it kills the anticipation of thinking that he might win. So that's why I'm about an 8.8. But we'll see after SmackDown and Raw, man.
Okay. So I liked Cody's promo for the most part on Monday against Roman. I think Roman still embarrassed them. But
he did.
Up until Cody started focusing on Solo, that told me something, because you're face to face with the whole show right now. Like, that should be your focus. He can't keep focus on Roman. He's worried about Solo. Why? He lost me at the promo, because I was like, why are you doing that? It didn't make sense. But now that I'm thinking about it a little bit more, I think that might be intentional. Roman's, I'm at 80-20 at this point. Roman's going to win. Cody's going to fail. And it's going to be something, because Cody can't keep his focus. I think that's what that alluded to. Maybe I'm seeing something crazy. I don't know. But that's what that told me. If not, and he just did it, and that was wild. And it kind of took me away from the moment in which he was actually winning me over for the first time. Like, I was really getting behind what he was saying. And then he was like, Solo, you ain't ready. It's like,
you ain't ready. Yeah, exactly.
Focus on Roman, dude. What are you doing? Don't do that.
And then he said, then Roman will find out that he's not ready for how big I am. But I'm like, yeah, I can see the build is telling me you're big. But the thing is, why would Roman ever think he's not ready for you? And how are you going to convince me that Roman is not ready for you?
Yeah.
Because I don't see a lot of you. So I thought that was also kind of weird that he said that at the end.
Yeah. No, on SmackDown, he was like, that's when he said it. He says, and tell Roman he's not ready for me either. And he threw the mic at him. And I was like, the ball's on you, bud.
Yeah, kind of weird to say.
You just beat Gunther's what do we call those the job guy for Gunther. You didn't do anything special right there, and then you gonna drop a line like he's not ready for me. Yeah, I think he is. It was wild. He kind of just goes too far sometimes. I think I said that on the recap last week. I think he just goes too far with his promos. He gets too caught up and he's like, I don't know. But yeah, right here, Roman wins via nefarious ways. He goes on to get his 1,000 days. Cody stays a little longer, flushes the story out a bit more, wins the title after Roman gets 1,000 days. The only way I see Cody winning is if Jey Uso turns on Roman that night in that match. But why is Jey Uso helping Cody Rhodes?
Exactly.
I get it to just kind of screw over Cody, screw over Roman. But this story has been so intertwined, I don't think they would do that.
It can't, because the bloodline has so many more legs to go, and you can squeeze so much out of it and still be interesting for probably another at least 2 months, at least.
But I think it could go to SummerSlam if Jey Uso is the guy. And honestly, I think last week I was saying I think it could go till next year, and then he loses to Cody next year. I think that could happen.
It's possible.
And again, the closer we get, the more I get towards Roman's going to keep the title. And I don't even think it's the wrong decision.
And if you think about Cody's story, it wasn't that he can win the greatest championship, the combined championship at Mania. That wasn't the story. The story was to win the title. So it doesn't have to be Mania. It doesn't, according to the story that he's trying to find.
In the movies in which we have comeback stories, what happens?
Comeback stories are awesome.
They have to fail. They think they're ready. They still fail, and they build themselves back up, and then they come back and they win it all. Cody, again, it's supposed to be that he's always run away because he's not ready. Well, he showed up to WWE like he was ready, and everything has gone his way.
Whoop. Everything has gone his way, pretty much.
Everything has gone his way. So for him to lose at WrestleMania would be like, nope, back to square one, buddy. And those are the kinds of things they use these tactics in movies, and that's what this whole thing has been, as a movie. I think it might dampen my plans on Gunther being the main event next year, but I don't know. I like that I have no idea where they're going with it, even though I'm very certain Roman's going to win.
Yeah, there is that. That's why you said 80-20. I mean, I don't see Cody winning because it ruins an idea of what the story could be later in my own head. But it's always possible, because it's still going to make a lot of people happy if Cody wins. So then that's the only doubt I have. Like, hey, give Cody the moment. I can see that too. I just don't think logically it can happen.
Yeah. Yeah. And when I say 80-20, I guess, because even though I only have Cody at 20%, I'm not shocked if he wins. That's why this is like it's a very cool situation we're in, because I can completely buy either one of them winning. I just feel one has a much significant chance of winning. And I think the stories can continue in ways that are still entertaining, at least on one side. Cody losing is the only way I think I stay invested in him.
Yeah,
he'd have to sell it to me. I'd listen to him. I'd watch him. He could win me over. Everything has gone his way. That's not a comeback. Like, he's got to falter before he can build himself back up. That's what I think.
You know what also went his way? He got Kevin Owens and Sammy back together.
Yeah, he's a fucking asshole for that.
That's why I had to say that.
They have to hear that. Fans care naturally about Cody, and right now they haven't done that, so they need more time to get maybe there. Yeah, again, like I said from the get-go, Cody's story needs more time so the fans can understand it. Us internet marks, yep, we know Cody's story. The people who are watching Cody Rhodes right now, and there are some for the first time. My girlfriend met one like 2 months ago or something like that. She's like, who's this Cody Rhodes? She'd never seen him before. So she doesn't know the story. You got to have more than 2 months to tell the damn story. And especially when one of those months you were still telling the Sami Zayn story at the same time. So I personally think he needs to lose. If he wins, awesome. I'm not hating, I promise. He can win next year and it will be a much bigger deal. Next year's it's WrestleMania 40. It's going to be a grand celebration. Roman getting dethroned at that one, that's kind of a big deal. If Cody doesn't pin Roman clean, then they have the Roman worshippers saying, oh, look, Cody couldn't beat our tribal chief without help. His run would begin from a hole he has to dig out of. He's going to have to dig out of it. If he wins, he's still got to dig out of a hole because it's like, why do I still care? Literally nothing has gone wrong. You're the champion now. Nobody's a viable threat to you. Why should I care?
Yeah, you just beat Roman.
Yeah. Cody.
I mean, think about how would they be able to build someone else up to face him so it'll be a heel? Like, who would they get?
I'll just say this. You could literally turn the bloodline can turn on Roman, and you can make Roman the face, and he has a whole new group of competitors to go up against. We still haven't seen like AJ Styles, Bobby Lashley. There's the Jey Uso one you have to revisit. If they turn on him, there's Solo and Jimmy as well. This could go another year, but then if it's a face, it doesn't work against Cody. So, and here's another great point. Philadelphia, next year where the film's Rocky. What's the Rocky story? He failed and then came back.
Yeah. And
CM Punk has never seen it because that man's diehard Chicago and he hates everything about Philadelphia.
That's awesome.
That's all there is to it. If you don't understand that, you don't understand CM Punk, so you shouldn't be talking shit about people. But yeah, so I'm taking Roman very confidently, actually.
Yeah, I'm going Roman as well. I hate to say that because I do like enough things about Cody, but it's just from what you've given me from this last year, besides being injured and all this stuff, it isn't enough of like, yeah, I want my babyface to suffer in a sense, but you can't just come out hitting grand slams every time you come up to bat, dude. It just doesn't work that way.
I'll tell you what, though. If he does, and Omos squashed Brock Lesnar, that's why I say you have Omos squash him. I'm sorry, bud. Because that guy, in the eyes of the people who are just tuning in and watching this, and be like, wow, this is great. My friend, when I took him to his first wrestling show ever, he saw Omos and was like, holy cow, that guy's amazing. Because he was just taken back by the size of this man. So if you have this man completely destroying Brock Lesnar, who is known as the guy who ended Undertaker's streak, that's a very big deal. And to see him get completely mauled, that's a great challenger in the eyes of those viewers for Cody to go up against and be like, Cody's in trouble.
Besides that, Cody would probably have Bobby Lashley and Bray Wyatt.
There's lots of things for Cody. There is, but none of them worry me just in the eyes of just I'm watching this and watching the story unfold, not as a fan try to analyze things. If I'm just watching it visually, I know Bobby Lashley's more imposing, but he's not that much bigger than Roman, and Cody beat Roman. Cody literally just beat everybody. He doesn't lose, so Bobby doesn't worry me. Bray doesn't worry me. Omos would worry me just based on what I've seen if he squashes Brock.
Yeah.
A visually imposing monster destroying people. But also just if Cody wins, I'll be this jackass right here. Whoa, at the show. Drive home. I am not a hater, I promise you. I'm just speaking from here about the stuff I love more. There you go. That's why I'm saying get the IC title off Gunther, split the belts with Cody versus Gunther at SummerSlam. If Cody wins, I think you have Cody versus Gunther at next year's WrestleMania. That's what I think you go with next year. And apparently they already have storylines set up for the next year once WrestleMania is over with. So they have ideas on what they want to lead into WrestleMania with, which is amazing. Because that's why this year feels so special to me, is because they put that effort into some of the matches. So,
yeah.
WrestleMania is going to be amazing. And the aftermath of it, I'm super excited with. Super excited for.
All of it, man. Monday night after Raw.
I'm missing some of your comments, babe. Hold up. While we're here, we're already over, so screw it. I have a few more minutes on it. Have you heard anything about Randy Orton?
I just heard the rumors that he might be at WrestleMania. I don't know why he wouldn't.
What do you think he does?
Well, he's an RKO expert, and it's what he always does at every WrestleMania.
We have to see RKO if he returns. We have to.
Someone's getting an RKO. I can't pinpoint who.
Miz?
That's just.
I would be disappointed, but it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I would want
the host gets an RKO because he's talking too much and taking too much time.
I wouldn't say Bobby or Bray. Unless he starts.
Well, he's not gonna have a match. Yeah, there's no match to have, so he would just show up and do something. You're not reading too much into it though, babe. Yeah, that's a thing that there's been going around. She'll be excited to see that one because she didn't get to see him when she went. She was upset. She wants to see some Randy.
I don't know who he would RKO, but he's got to RKO somebody.
He's coming for Bray. Bray's not gonna be on the show though, and if he is, I don't know. I don't even know, man. I don't know what's up with Bray.
Wants to fight somebody. What if just he comes out talking shit, kicks Miz off the stage, and Randy RKO's LA Knight.
I think the logical thing is just if you're there, if you want him there just to get a pop, just have him go RKO Miz.
Yeah, I don't
want to program afterwards.
Exactly. I want to program afterwards with LA
because
Knight.
As we all know, there's still something to tie up there with Riddle. So no thing with Miz. Maybe have a match with them next Monday. I don't know, but that's it. That's as far as it goes. But people will pop. Miz, he's out there just taking too long, and he's just like, man, the show needs to go on. Hits my RKO. Bye, Miz. Randy Orton pop. Awesome moment. Takes 2 minutes to do. I think it's a great way to use him. But there's always the chance he could do something different. We never got that Roman versus Randy Orton match. Woo-hoo. That's not gonna happen though.
Probably not.
Nah. But yeah, I just wanted to get that in real quick. Thanks, babe. I totally forgot about that. So that would be another awesome moment. Man, this year's WrestleMania is gonna be so good.
Well, talking about all the stuff coming up, I'm pretty excited now. It got me even more excited.
Yeah. So if I helped, I'm you're welcome.
Yes.
Yeah, I know it's sad to think about. We never got it. Randy was so over as a face. God, that'll never happen again. But anyway, that's the show. Sorry it went long, but it's WrestleMania weekend. I'm way too excited. I'm sorry. Deal with it. If you're not excited, then why are you here? But with that, Tidey, you got anything else you want to say before we leave? Now's your chance to do so.
Oh man, how do I say that? What's called? You know what bugs me about Twitter? There's like,
yeah,
man, people being like, hey, this person's a doofus because he likes Omos, or he likes this dumb wrestler, or he has this take on something that's really stupid. Hey, why don't you go out and get a life? And I'm sick of people telling people to go get a life. I mean, who are you to judge someone for what kind of quality of life they have? And who are you to give someone shit because they geek out on something? I'm getting so tired of that shit.
I will say I
think it's very hypocritical to correct somebody who's a douchebag that you think's a douchebag by being a douchebag by telling them to basically kill yourself. You don't have a life, but you're a douchebag. Who are you? I'm just tired of hearing that shit. Sorry, I had to say it. Can't people give people a break?
I'm actually guilty of this because one of my buddies posted something today and people just started going at him. One of them told him to kill himself. So it was like he was getting that kind of shit and he was just making a joke or whatever like that. So I was like, oh, you call yourself an Homo sapien. You're not in a position to call someone else weird right now, bud. I've done that, but they deserved it.
Oh, damn it.
But yeah, it is silly. Like these guys, that's what these people love. Why would you knock someone for loving something? I don't understand it. It's the weirdest behavior ever.
I don't know. I don't think it's cool. What is cool though is I'm off for 5 damn days, for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and I have so much stuff to do. I haven't been so excited about wrestling again since the Montreal time. It just feels great. And I would look at the card, say 3 weeks ago, of what we knew of the card, and be like, convince me. But somehow I'm already there. Maybe it's just talking to you. Maybe it's talking to everybody else about this. And yeah. I got 5 days off, man. It's just gonna be intense. NXT Stand and Deliver is gonna be badass as well. Oh, in Raw, dude, Raw after, what can happen with, say it's Cena or Austin coming out, just the people they're gonna call up.
It's gonna be a good show.
Some good people from NXT that need to come up already, man. I'm excited.
This is gonna be one of those Raw after Mania shows that people remember so vividly, but haven't happened in a long time. The buzz for the WWE right now it's awesome. They're on a roll. For the people who don't like it, I'm sorry you don't like it, but time has passed you. Like, there's other things for you. The WWE is not your thing anymore. That's all there is to it. But for the people who are enjoying it, they're enjoying it more than they have in a very long time. So that Raw is going to be awesome. WrestleMania is going to be special. I'm excited. Whew. It's going to be epic. For sure. And the Stand and Deliver is looking like an excellent card. I'm really looking forward to that show. Unfortunately, you'll have to let me know which matches to watch. There you go. I'll be busy. FA's Big Gay Brunch. Thank you very much. That's the show, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. And there will be no Positively Awesome Wrestling next week. Obviously, WrestleMania will be on. I'm not competing with that. But we will be back the week afterwards, in which I'm sure we will have plenty to talk about after WrestleMania and then the Raw and SmackDown after. Sorry, that's a lot of WWE, but it's the hot thing at the moment. It's WrestleMania week, so it's going to clog things up. But if something awesome happens, I will sneak it in there, like I did Kenny and Vikingo. But so that's that. I will also be back tomorrow for the Raw recap, but I will not be on next week's Raw recap again as well. I am going to be in LA for WrestleMania weekend, so yes, I am bragging at this point, but why not? But so that's that. I will see you tomorrow, and then I will see you in like 2 weeks. I'll have some videos of what's going on, though, so make sure you stay tuned to the channel. With that said, goodbye, and enjoy this week, baby, because it's about to be awesome. Impact, all that stuff.